Back in the UK, British politicians met this week to debate the urgent options the government faces with implementing alternative energy to help the environment. Global warming is a reality and using less fossil fuels will help lower carbon emissions. But financing renewable energy is extremely expensive, especially during the economic crisis. So how will this be accomplished? Press TV's correspondent Gunias has this report.
So I'm enormously grateful.
The UK's Environment Minister says the most important thing to deal with climate change is addressing the crisis of sustainability.
If you look at what we're confronting in the world at the moment, we're coming face to face with the consequences of unsustainable levels of lending, unsustainable emissions of CO2 and greenhouse gases, unsustainable use of natural resources. And we're going to have to do that with a growing world population. We're 6 billion now, we could be 9 billion in less than 50 years' time.
The British Conservative Party says they're putting together a plan to deal with these issues and that many changes are to come.
We need, for example, to make all our grids smart so that we can actually change the whole configuration of our energy supply. We need to move to an electric car fleet. We need to see carbon capture and storage on our coal-fired power stations, a completely different configuration of the renewables and of the low-carbon generating sources, and then a huge shift to biogas to give us gas heating from renewable sources.
These changes must be made to lower carbon emissions, but putting them into effect is extremely expensive and critics believe unrealistic. In the UK's recent budget, the government increased its borrowing amount to the highest level since World War II. Of that amount, $1.4 billion is being used to create a low-carbon economy. The money will be allocated toward home energy efficiency, support for offshore wind power, and developing low-carbon technologies. So who's paying for this? A lot of it's funded by the taxpayer. But some experts say that given the current shrinking economy, it's better to find a solution where fossil fuels and renewables are gradually used together.
We have an uncertainty in the world about how long our oil supplies are going to last. Nobody assumes that we're going to be without coal in the foreseeable future. It'll be there, but as we've said, it needs to be coal in a way that doesn't contribute to our carbon emissions. We think there needs to be a much quicker move towards renewables. That's the one way of making sure that we reduce our dependence on oil, on gas and on coal.
Although these British parties have many differences, they do agree on one thing. That's climate change and the need to protect our environment for a more sustainable future. For Press TV in London, I'm Gunias.